The real Aretha Franklin stories you never knew. Aretha Franklin, the undeniable queen of soul, captivated the world with her powerful voice, unforgettable performances, and timeless music. A true icon, she broke barriers, inspired generations, and left a legacy that continues to resonate today. But behind the dazzling spotlight and unmatched talent lies a story far more complex. A story her own son has called a dark truth. What could possibly tarnish the image of such a celebrated legend? What secrets lie beneath the surface of her extraordinary life? In this video, we'll uncover the triumphs, the tragedies, and the controversies that defined Aretha Franklin, peeling back the layers of a legacy both brilliant and haunting. Buckle up. This is the untold story of a music legend. Aretha Franklin's journey began in Memphis, Tennessee, where she was born on March 25, 1942, to Barbara and C.L. Franklin. Her father, a charismatic preacher, and her mother, a gifted pianist and singer, seemed to create an ideal environment for a family. Yet behind closed doors, their marriage was far from harmonious. Infidelity plagued their relationship, with C.L.'s reputation as a womanizer growing even within his church. By the time Aretha was just 6 years old, her mother had reached her breaking point. Barbara left the family, taking one of Aretha's siblings with her, but leaving the rest behind with C.L. This departure devastated Aretha, who was deeply attached to her mother. The pain of separation was only compounded when, a few years later, tragedy struck again. At the tender age of 10, Aretha's mother died suddenly of a heart attack. The loss was a crushing blow. Aretha, already a shy and withdrawn child, retreated further into herself. She found a measure of solace in music, which became a refuge amidst the chaos of her early life. The young girl's ability to channel her emotions into song hinted at the extraordinary talent she would later share with the world. Growing up in Detroit, Aretha was immersed in a household that revolved around music and the church. Her father, C.L. Franklin, was not just a preacher, but a celebrity in his own right. Known as the man with the million-dollar voice, his sermons drew massive crowds and were even recorded for distribution. Despite his personal flaws, C.L. recognized Aretha's unique gift and encouraged her to sing. He would often lift her onto a chair during church services so that the congregation could see the small girl with the powerful voice. By the age of 10, Aretha's vocal talent was undeniable, and she began to envision a future as a gospel singer. Her father's encouragement extended beyond the church. C.L. Franklin's gospel tours became a defining experience for young Aretha, exposing her to the world of professional music. She traveled alongside her father's entourage, learning the ropes of performance and witnessing the energy of gospel music firsthand. One particularly formative encounter occurred during a trip to California, where Aretha met Sam Cooke, then the lead singer of the Soul Stirrers. Watching Cooke transition from gospel to mainstream pop left an indelible mark on the young Aretha, planting the seeds for her own ambitions beyond the church. Despite the support of her father and the opportunities afforded by his prominence, Aretha's childhood was a balancing act between promise and pain. The loss of her mother lingered, shaping her reserved personality and fueling an emotional depth that would later define her music. Through it all, her voice remained her anchor, a beacon of hope in a turbulent world. Little did the shy girl singing in her father's church know that she was on the path to becoming a global icon. C.L. Franklin was no ordinary preacher. Known as the man with the million-dollar voice, he captivated audiences across the country with his powerful sermons and magnetic presence. From his pulpit at Detroit's New Bethel Baptist Church, he built a national reputation, recording his sermons and broadcasting them on the radio, making him a household name in religious circles. His oratory style, blending passion with melody, drew massive crowds, and he quickly became one of the most influential black preachers of his time. Beyond the church, C.L. played a significant role in the civil rights movement, using his platform to advocate for social justice and equality. He worked closely with leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., even helping to organize Detroit's historic Freedom March in 1963. To the public, C.L. Franklin was a revered spiritual leader and a champion of change. But behind the celebrated image lay a far more complex and controversial man. C.L. Franklin's personal life was riddled with scandal, painting a stark contrast to his public persona. He was widely known for his affairs, many of which occurred within his own congregation. One of the most shocking revelations involved C.L. fathering a child with a 12-year-old church member during his time in Memphis. This revelation, though not widely acknowledged at the time, cast a long shadow over his reputation. The whispers of his inappropriate relationships and the environment he fostered within his church raised serious questions about his character. C.L.'s New Bethel Baptist Church, while a place of worship, was rumored to host gatherings that were anything but holy. Accounts from contemporaries describe these events as wild parties, where boundaries were blurred, even by the standards of the time. Gospel singer Billy Preston, who was a part of this world, noted that within the church, anything went. Ray Charles, who frequently performed in similar circles, admitted he was shocked by the unrestrained nature of the church crowd. For many, this juxtaposition between the sacred and the profane was difficult to reconcile, leaving a cloud of controversy over C.L.'s ministry. Adding to the complexity of C.L. Franklin's legacy are the lingering rumors surrounding the paternity of Aretha's first child, Clarence. Aretha gave birth to Clarence at the tender age of 12, and she never publicly revealed the identity of his father. This secrecy led to decades of speculation, with some even suggesting that C.L. himself might be the father. The fact that Aretha named her son after him only fueled the rumors further. While family members, including Aretha's brother Cecil, have dismissed these claims, stating that the father was a schoolmate of Aretha's, the question has never been definitively answered. The lack of clarity has allowed the speculation to persist, casting a shadow over both C.L. and Aretha's personal histories. C.L. Franklin was a man of contradictions, a revered preacher who inspired thousands, and a deeply flawed individual whose personal actions left lasting scars. His influence on Aretha's life was undeniable, shaping her both as an artist and as a person. Yet the controversies surrounding him continue to raise difficult questions about the man behind the pulpit and his role in the life of his legendary daughter. At just 12 years old, Aretha Franklin faced a life-altering moment that would forever shape her journey. She gave birth to her first child, Clarence, a decision shrouded in secrecy and speculation. The father's identity has remained a mystery for decades, fueling widespread rumors and gossip. Some whispers went as far as to suggest that Aretha's own father, C.L. Franklin, could have been involved, a claim that has never been proven. Aretha herself never publicly addressed these rumors, choosing to protect her privacy and focus on her burgeoning career. Her brother, Cecil Franklin, later stated that the father was simply a schoolmate, dismissing the more salacious accusations as baseless. However, the lack of clarity and Aretha's silence only deepened the intrigue surrounding this chapter of her life. Despite the challenges of teenage motherhood, Aretha was determined to move forward. She leaned heavily on the support of her family, particularly her grandmother Rachel, and her sisters Irma and Carolyn. They stepped in to help care for Clarence, allowing Aretha the freedom to begin pursuing her dreams. The household was a close-knit unit, working together to provide the stability and love that Aretha needed to navigate this new phase of her life. By the time she was 15, Aretha became a mother once again, giving birth to her second son, Edward. This time, the father was named Edward Jordan, as revealed in one of Aretha's handwritten wills discovered after her passing. While her responsibilities as a young mother continued to grow, so did her ambition to make her mark in the music world. Balancing the demands of motherhood and her career was no easy feat, but Aretha remained steadfast in her resolve. She knew her voice was her ticket to a better life, both for herself and her children. Aretha's rise in the music industry required immense dedication, and her family's support was pivotal. Her grandmother Rachel was a constant presence, providing emotional and practical assistance in raising the children. Aretha's sisters also played significant roles, stepping in when needed and helping to maintain a sense of normalcy for the young family. Despite her demanding schedule, Aretha made it a priority to spend quality time with her sons whenever she could, often bringing them along during tours or visits to the recording studio. The dual challenges of early motherhood and the pursuit of a music career might have overwhelmed many, but Aretha's resilience set her apart. She turned her personal struggles into a source of strength, channeling her emotions into her music. Her determination to succeed not only propelled her career forward, but also inspired those around her. Aretha's ability to balance the weight of her personal responsibilities with her professional aspirations was a testament to her extraordinary willpower and talent. Her early years as a mother, though filled with obstacles, laid the foundation for the powerful, trailblazing artist the world would come to know and celebrate. Aretha Franklin's romantic relationships were as complex and tumultuous as the rest of her life. At just 18 years old, she married Ted White, a man who quickly became both her manager and her greatest source of turmoil. Their relationship was marred by domestic violence, with Aretha enduring physical and emotional abuse behind closed doors. Family members and colleagues often witnessed the dark side of their marriage, describing Ted as controlling and volatile. Despite her outward strength, Aretha struggled to escape the toxic relationship. Her brother Cecil later revealed how deeply the abuse affected her, and in 1968, after years of suffering, Aretha finally separated from White. Their divorce in 1969 marked the end of a painful chapter, but left lasting emotional scars. Years later, Aretha found love again with actor Glenn Turman. Their marriage in 1978 seemed like a fresh start, and Aretha embraced her role as a stepmother to Turman's children. However, the pressures of maintaining a long-distance relationship and the demands of their respective careers proved too much. By 1982, the couple had separated, and their divorce was finalized in 1984. While their union was relatively brief, it offered Aretha a glimpse of stability, even if only for a moment. Beyond her romantic relationships, Aretha battled personal demons that she rarely acknowledged publicly. One of her most significant struggles was with alcohol. In the face of immense pressure and the pain of her troubled marriage to Ted White, Aretha turned to drinking as a way to cope. Her reliance on alcohol began to affect her performances, with those close to her noticing a decline in her reliability and confidence on stage. While her voice remained extraordinary even during her most difficult moments, the toll it took on her personal and professional life was undeniable. Friends and colleagues expressed concern, but Aretha remained deeply private about her struggles, refusing to admit the extent of the problem. Alongside her battle with alcohol, Aretha grappled with deep insecurities that haunted her throughout her life. Despite her immense talent and global success, she often doubted her worth as a singer, a woman, and a mother. Her sister Carolyn once described these insecurities as profound, rooted in feelings of inadequacy that Aretha could never fully shake. These doubts fueled a competitive streak that sometimes strained her relationships with other female artists. Whether it was her pointed remarks about Whitney Houston or her reaction to being overshadowed at events, Aretha's need to protect her position as the Queen of Soul was, in part, a response to these long-standing fears. Aretha's struggles with self-esteem and substance use painted a more vulnerable picture of the woman the world saw as an icon. Despite these challenges, her resilience was remarkable. She continued to deliver legendary performances, her voice transcending her personal battles and connecting with audiences on a deeply emotional level. Aretha's ability to channel her pain into her music became her greatest strength, allowing her to overcome adversity and maintain her place as one of the most celebrated artists of all time. In her later years, Aretha Franklin's star shone as brightly as ever, solidifying her place as an American icon. Among her most unforgettable moments was her performance at Barack Obama's inauguration in 2009, where she delivered a stirring rendition of "My Country, 'Tis of Thee." Wearing her now iconic gray hat adorned with a bow, Aretha captured the hearts of millions and reminded the world of her unmatched talent and grace. The moment was more than just a performance. It was a powerful symbol of her enduring influence on American culture. Another standout moment came in 2015 at the Kennedy Center Honors, where Aretha paid tribute to songwriter Carole King with an electrifying performance of "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman." As she walked on stage draped in her fur coat and sat at the piano, the audience, including an emotional Barack and Michelle Obama, erupted in applause. Her ability to bring people to tears with her voice had not diminished, even after decades in the spotlight. These moments, among many others, were a testament to her resilience and continued relevance in the ever-evolving music industry. Despite these triumphs, Aretha's later years were marked by significant health challenges. In 2010, she underwent surgery for an undisclosed tumor, sparking widespread concern among fans. Although she denied rumors that she had pancreatic cancer at the time, her health remained a topic of speculation. Aretha, ever private about her personal struggles, assured her audience that she was recovering and even returned to performing, showcasing her determination to keep doing what she loved. However, as the years went on, her health continued to decline. By 2017, Aretha announced that she would be retiring from touring, acknowledging that the physical demands of performing had become too much for her. Her final public performance in November 2017 at Elton John's AIDS Foundation Gala was a poignant moment, as her voice still carried the same emotional weight that had defined her career. In August 2018, the world learned that Aretha was gravely ill. Surrounded by her family and close friends in her Detroit home, she received hospice care in her final days. On August 16, 2018, Aretha Franklin passed away at the age of 76. The cause of death was later confirmed as a rare form of pancreatic cancer. Her passing sent shockwaves through the music industry and beyond. Tributes poured in from all corners of the globe, celebrating the life of a woman who had not only redefined music, but also inspired generations through her strength and artistry. Former President Barack Obama described her as someone who helped define the American experience, while countless artists and public figures honored her as the Queen of Soul. Aretha's funeral was a star-studded event, filled with music, heartfelt tributes, and remembrances of a life that touched so many. Though her physical presence was gone, her voice and spirit continue to resonate, reminding the world of the power of music to transcend time and adversity. Aretha Franklin's legacy remains unshakable, a beacon of brilliance, resilience, and inspiration for generations to come. The legacy of Aretha Franklin, while celebrated for its brilliance, has long been shadowed by persistent rumors and unanswered questions. Among the most troubling are the whispers of incest that have followed her story for decades. The speculation centers on the paternity of her first child, Clarence, whom Aretha gave birth to at the age of 12. The fact that she never publicly named the father only fueled the rumors, and some even pointed fingers at her own father, C.L. Franklin. While no evidence has ever substantiated these claims, the whispers have lingered, casting a shadow over her family's history and complicating the narrative of her rise to greatness. The discovery of Aretha's handwritten wills after her passing in 2018 brought new revelations to light, providing rare glimpses into her private life. One of the documents identified Edward Jordan as the father of her second son, Edward, born when she was just 15. However, the identity of Clarence's father remained notably absent, keeping the mystery alive. These revelations have reignited discussions about Aretha's early years and the challenges she faced as a young mother navigating an already difficult life. Central to these controversies is the figure of C.L. Franklin, Aretha's father, whose own legacy is a complex mix of reverence and scandal. A towering figure in the Black church and the civil rights movement, CL was celebrated for his powerful sermons and influence in Detroit's community. Yet his personal life was riddled with controversy. The revelation that CL fathered a child with a 12-year-old congregant during his time in Memphis paints a troubling picture of a man whose public persona often contrasted starkly with his private actions. This duality raises questions about the environment Aretha grew up in and how it shaped her own struggles with trust, relationships, and self-worth. For Aretha, the combination of these factors created a deeply complicated family dynamic. The rumors and unanswered questions about her early pregnancies have become a focal point for those seeking to understand the woman behind the music. Yet, Aretha herself rarely addressed these topics, choosing instead to focus on her career and the legacy she hoped to leave behind. The strength and resilience she displayed in the face of personal turmoil are testaments to her character, even as her life story continues to be dissected by those searching for the truth. Ultimately, Aretha Franklin's life reflects the profound complexities of navigating fame, family, and personal trauma. Her story is a reminder that even the most celebrated figures carry burdens unseen by the public eye. While the rumors and revelations surrounding her family have left many questions unanswered, they also highlight the extraordinary resilience that defined Aretha's life and career. Her legacy, though imperfect, remains a powerful symbol of triumph. Aretha Franklin's life was a symphony of brilliance, resilience, and complexity. Her voice, a force of nature, transcended generations, inspiring millions and shaping the course of music history. She wasn't just the Queen of Soul, she was a beacon of hope and strength, using her talent to break barriers and advocate for equality. From electrifying performances that brought audiences to their feet, to her quiet contributions to the civil rights movement, Aretha's influence reached far beyond the stage. Yet behind the accolades and achievements was a woman who faced immense personal challenges. She endured heartbreak, loss, and controversy, navigating a path fraught with trials most of us will never fully understand. But through it all, she persevered, pouring her pain and triumphs into her music, creating an enduring legacy that continues to move hearts around the world. As we celebrate the unparalleled talent and indomitable spirit of Aretha Franklin, we are also reminded of the complexities that come with being a public figure. How do we reconcile the brilliance of a legend with the struggles they faced behind the scenes? Can we truly separate the art from the artist, or are they forever intertwined? Aretha's story is a testament to the power of resilience, the healing force of music, and the enduring impact of a life lived authentically, with all its flaws and triumphs. Her legacy remains an inspiration to all who strive to overcome adversity and leave the world a little better than they found it. Their adversity, inspiring generations to find strength in their own struggles.